Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm sure that most of you have had a negative experience with Dead by Daylight Twitch streamers, and the same goes for myself. However, today I got probably the worst interaction I've ever had with a Twitch streamer, and at first I felt like it was a better idea to leave it alone, but it just bothers me not bringing this stuff to the light, because this really isn't behavior you should be getting away with on the game or on Twitch. Please note that since I do not have my own footage, I will be using the streamer's footage. However, I am allowed to use it because it falls under fair use. So, without further ado, I present to you the most toxic Twitch streamer I've ever encountered. Okay, so right now I'm paused at around 1 hour and 2 minutes into his stream, because this is where things start to go down. You know, get a little bit salty. So let me unpause the video and let you see what happens.
Literally puppy gun.
As you can see, I did the big forbidden. You know, that's a big no-no for entitled survivors. But the problem with this clip is that it's very out of context. And if we skip back a little bit, I'll tell you what happens. So here's the girl on hook right here. She's almost dead. She's about to die, as you can see. And meanwhile, I'm over on this side getting looped by Bill around some little structure in the middle of the garden and trying to use my ability to catch him there, which I'm failing to do. And so while he's looping me, I'm a little bit afraid that someone is going to come and get the save while I'm busy. And since she's so low, I didn't really want the trouble of getting her again. So I just decided, you know, I want her out of the game now. I don't want to go back for her later. I'm going to get her out now. So I go over back to this hook and camp her until she dies. Simple. As you can see, nothing bad intended, nothing toxic. Not that camping is toxic. It's a perfect strategy. You can use it if you want. Nothing wrong with it. So is tunneling from that matter. But anyways, let's play the video again and watch as this spirals out of control.
Developers, this is the kind of shit we talk about when we say we hate you. First of all, he's getting his ability way too fast. And no, totems don't exist, apparently.
So he mentioned that I'm getting my ability too fast, and this is something he's going to bring up later. And honestly, I just don't think he's being observant at all. There have been several times where I've gone on my power, and I'm also running an add-on that makes the Demon Dash last 8 more seconds. He's just not being observant at all. Okay, and then if you skip forward a little bit more into the video, this is around 1 hour, 5 minutes. You can see that his friend is on the hook right now. He's about to die. He's not going back for him. He's instead in this building, maybe trying to loot me or something. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing here. But anyways, he vaults this window and falls down right where I am.
You're kidding. How do you still have this? You're cheating. You've had it for this entire game. I haven't seen you lose it until now.
So once this guy gets downed by my ability, he automatically just resorts to calling me a cheater, saying that I had my ability for way too long and that I've had it the entire match. Like I said, just him not being observant at all. And also my add-ons as well, which we'll see later. But for your information, I'm carrying the ones that give you more blood orbs when people get injured and vault pallets. And then also the one that makes your Demon Dash last longer. And then he just calls Oni overpowered, which I don't really know what to say. I mean, just get better at the game, I guess.
Literally, the moment he dies, he gets me. Like, this is so fucking overpowered. I got to know your loadout, and you're still getting reported and blocked regardless.
Yep, you heard that right. I'm getting reported and blocked. Oh, scary.
There's no fucking way, unless he got a buff. I mean, I knew it lasted a shit ton of time before. But, like, he wasn't even good. He was so ass that I couldn't interpret his moves and chose the wrong route.
That seems like a personal problem, honestly. If I was bad at the game, I wouldn't have 4K'd you. Because I literally just demolished the game and he's just insecure, so he just blames it on me.
He wasn't following the way any fucking person with a brain would follow. He just stayed at the bottom. Brain core, that's not the issue. I'm all ears. Hex run. Barbecue and chili. No. Increase the frequency of blood orbs dropped by survivors by 14. Survivors dropped an additional blood orb when they vault, throw pallets, exit lockers. Increases blood fury duration by 8 seconds. See, none of that helps him, because Bill was hooked, and I wasn't injured. And so he wasn't getting any extra blood orbs, so how is he just continuously getting this shit?
I'm gonna stop it right there and say that when I hooked Bill, my power was primed. In fact, before I hooked Bill, I went back to follow his blood trail to suck his orbs in, and so that gave me my power. Like I said, just not being observant, and then blaming me for it. And then he continues to report me for exploits, I guess? I don't know. And then he just says he reported me because the devs screwed up, and I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. Meanwhile, over here in the post game, I'm just telling him, okay, well, I'm sorry you didn't have fun, but it's not my issue. Which honestly, it's not. I don't see how it's really hard to understand. I can't control what you feel. Now, here's something funny. The very next game, he gets another Oni. And I think you could pretty much guess how this is gonna go down.
Bitch. Wow. You didn't even have a red stain on you. I'm about to lose. Yeah, Oni's new on my list of will not play with him again.
And that right there isn't really bad, but it's what comes after that is bad and very funny.
Infectious fright and monitor and abuse. Terrifying artificial chase. Just fucking annoying.
Yes, you saw that right. The Oni was reported by him as well. I'm starting to think that this guy has a trend of whenever he loses, he just reports people, which is just embarrassing. It's really childish, honestly. I don't really know how you want to gain a follower on Twitch like this. And so a little bit later, I go into his chat just telling him, dude, you need to like chill out. You're the problem here and not me.
I need to act more mature. I was the Oni you played against. I acted childish because of my loss. I don't care if I lost.
Cap.
I couldn't care less if I lose in a game.
Cap.
What I care about is when you just camp somebody on a hook and abuse your powers in that manner. I mean, hell, you fucking just tunneled the first 2 survivors out of the game immediately, just going back and forth.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
That's really not true. It took me a while to get them both out of the game, but the reason I went after them is because they were both injured and nobody else was. And they were the ones I was slugging because of my power. Because if you don't know, just Oni's power goes away if you pick up people up. It's not that hard to understand. And then his friend bumps in here thinking he does something, but it's really just nonsensical.
Then it's just, there's...
I would like to point out, this guy claims he doesn't care, right? If he didn't care, why did he... The guy claims he doesn't care. If he cared, if he didn't care, why did he fucking just post a paragraph?
So I never said I didn't care. In fact, I cared a lot, because this is just not good to be on Twitch. Basically, what I said in my comment was, if you don't like what I'm saying, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't like what I'm saying, you're gonna hear it anyways. Not that I didn't care about what you did. And then later on in his stream, he just says that people are too sensitive. Because obviously, they're the problem and not you.
What I think it is, though, honestly, is I think people are just very soft. Because, like, even back when I first started streaming, I was... Like, I was toxic as balls. Like, I was always just raging. Like, screaming at all times. And I got the same message of, hey, you're too aggressive, you scream too much, people aren't going to want to watch you. And even now that I've toned it down, at least I'd say a good fucking 40-50% compared to what it was when I first started. It's still, I get the same message of, hey, you're too toxic, you're too loud, too angry.
So then, do you ever stop to think that maybe it's because you're the problem here and not other people? I don't know, it's all just really silly. I just thought I'd bring this to the light because it was kind of weird. This guy's partnered on Twitch, by the way. He's making money off of this. But I don't really want to expose his username or anything because he only had like 1 or 2 viewers, so let's keep it that way. And so, I'd say stay safe out there and see you guys later.